Hi, good evening, Rakshita.
Good evening. I think we're meeting after a really long time, right?
Yes. Long time no see.
Definitely, long time no see.
I think you took a break
Oh,
from Klepingo for some time.
yes, actually, I was moving. I was shifting houses, so everything was so haywire that I didn't know if I would have like a proper location to sit and conduct the session. So I was not there.
Change location means you've changed the city.
Yeah.
So your new place.
Yes. I'm back in my hometown finally. My dad was posted in Ranchi, so we were there with him. Now we have come back to my hometown.
So now you're in Benares.
No, I actually have two hometowns. My mom has a
Okay.
different hometown, my dad is a different one. So I'm in my
Okay.
dad's hometown. I'm in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
How are you? How's everything in Guwahati?
Yeah, it's okay. It's going well. No problem. Our last session got cancelled. I don't know whether it was whether you cancel it or the Klepingo cancel. I don't know. Long back, the last session I booked with you, it got
Got
cancelled
cancelled.
actually.
I
And
think it
thereafter, I
could
did not
be.
find.
I had a death in my family, so back then.
Oh,
So I had cancelled all my sessions. So it could be that during that time. Yeah.
okay, I'm sorry to know that.
I think, oh, I see this curtain for the first time. You changed your
Oh, it was
background.
almost there, but actually I used to sit somewhere else, just 2 3 feet distance.
Lovely. And this is your 137th session. So, how is your Clappingo journey going?
It's going well, but the thing is that I am now not practicing as much as I was practicing earlier because of time constraint, you can say.
Mm-hmm.
Now office is in full swing, so I am busy with official work. And after coming back from office, I also get tired, and
Mm.
sometimes I've taken nap also. So I hardly practice.
So, everything has started offline in your area.
Uh, for as far as office is concerned, yeah, it is almost as normal.
Okay.
And school has started the higher classes.
Ah, the same in my area also. I think offices have mostly started, but schools is for higher sections. Mm. So, you are traveling to work every day now.
Yes, every day.
All right. So, how much time do you like? Does it take for you to travel back and forth for your office?
It takes depends on if the traffic is not. I mean, there is no jam in traffic, so it takes 30 minutes to reach my office, and otherwise it takes 45 minutes.
Okay. That's a good, so it's one way it's 45 minutes.
Yeah, one way.
Ah, that's a good portion of your day. So if you count both back and forth, some days it could be around, 1 hour, 30 minutes also.
Yes, right.
Mhm. I'll suggest you a few things that you can do on the go for your English.
Hmm.
You can check those out. Maybe that can become your practice time.
Yes, I do
So do you,
sometimes. I don't
you
know.
do?
Okay, let me tell you first, and you'll tell me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I go by bus,
Mm-hmm.
so I take the time like this. I like to spend the time. I just take two articles from a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, on my mobile, on
Mm-hmm.
newspaper, and I read two articles from those newspaper.
That's
So
lovely.
this much only I do. And now you tell me how can I spend the time that I take to reach my office?
So I think it's a long duration. So I want you to split it into, batches of 15 minutes because then you'll know how productive you were. Because let's say two articles is a very vague figure, right? Two or three articles, you never know. Sometimes you read slower, sometimes you read faster. Depends on how interesting that article is. So what I would suggest is rather than if it's a good newspaper, let's say if it's the Hindu and the language is really rich, then go ahead with one article per day. And like that could be your first slot that you'd start with that. But then I would suggest listening to something, because we want to work on our spoken English as well, right? So
Mhm.
reading does not always especially with newspapers I've seen, because the
Mhm.
language that is used in newspapers is extremely formal, and it's not dialogical, like there are no dialogues, it's just written
Yeah,
for you
yeah.
to
It
read.
helps in writing only. Say
Yeah,
in our official correspondence, it helps. Yes,
exactly. I
you are
think
right.
with you it would help a lot in that case.
Yeah.
Yes. So maybe you can listen to a podcast around that time. I personally, when I used to travel, I used to listen to short stories. So short stories are freely available, some of them on YouTube. So I used to just switch on some audiobook and I used to listen to a short story, one story a day.
Okay. Nice.
You can check that out. Maybe you might like that. I had started this series of love stories by Ruskin Bond. So every story is like with a different, like different people, but it's also a series, right? So in the end, it connects also. So I like that sort of a concept. You can check those out. They're actually fun. And you can watch also something, but I think that watching video or even reading on like a moving bus is not very good for your eyesight, right? That's what is said.
At office, I do sometime whenever if I get time. So
Mhm.
nowadays, what I'm doing, I'm following. There is one Russian girl. Um, her videos about spoken English. Uh, the channel name is Lingua Marina. She speaks very well. So I follow her. She gives so many advices and these phrases and all
Mhm.
idioms, all these things. So I follow.
That's lovely. I had one correction for you in that sentence, and this is something I've always observed with you, Subhas. What I'm doing, and then you need to connect that with the coming phrase. Okay. So you said what I'm doing, and then you said what you were actually doing. I think you can use, let's say, you can use is here. So these days, what I'm doing is I am trying to work on this. Okay. So you mostly, I've seen that some phrases are not getting connected together. Like that's why the sentence sometimes it doesn't flow that well. So we can use is there, okay? Or any connectors. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So these days, what you're doing is that you're
Mhm.
watching this Russian girl. Lovely. I think gaining content from different people, from different origins, is actually really cool, because every country has their own set of words that are more commonly used. So if you like, let's say, take content from different countries, your span of words keeps increasing. So that's really nice. But Russian people for English, I've never thought about that before. I'll also check her out.
Yes. She is practicing since her age when she was 14. Since then, she is practicing, as she said in her videos. And initially, she had many problems acquiring those American accent. She is mainly into American accent, and she lives in America also now.
Okay, okay. That's lovely. That's really lovely. And it is very so because the Russian accent is a very thick one. Whatever I've
Hmm.
observed, whenever I've seen Russian people speak, they have a very thick accent. So to get rid of that and then to adopt a new accent must have been really difficult for her.
And
Definitely.
what she said in one of her videos that in Russia, uh, if somebody has to say no, suppose you are asking me something and somebody has said no, they flatly deny it. No, I can do it like that. And she tell that, but while it is in America, they cannot do this. America is very
Yeah.
different. In America, you have to say politely with some
Yeah.
reason.
It's considered rude even, I think in with America, most of the things are sugar coated a lot.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it wouldn't be no. I'm sorry, it's not possible. It would never be no.
So when initially she was in America, so used to
Mhm.
do like that because she was habituated with the way they speak in Russia.
Mhm.
So then her colleagues or the known persons in America, they advised her that no, you cannot do it here. You have to speak like this.
I think, your colleagues and friends are the best people to ask from, but sometimes they mislead you also. One small correction before I move on. It won't be habituated. She was habitual. She was
Oh,
habitual
she
to
was
that.
habitual. Okay.
Okay. Because here you're talking in a continuous, like you have a continuous sentence describing her habit, right? So habituated is, from what I have always heard, it's mostly used in a more formal sense. I'm habituated to that sort of a environment, right? And I've mostly heard it with animals, but habitual as a form of habit would be better suited here. So she was more habitual to that. Okay.
Okay.
Lovely. But I've had friends who have misguided me in this particular area. When I moved to like when I moved cities, when I came to Mumbai, a lot of times, the bus conductors, they talk to you in Marathi because that they expect you to know Marathi, right? So one of my friends, they taught me incorrect Marathi. So whenever I was supposed to say yes, I was saying no. So he was asking me for money, and I was saying no.
Oh, they did it intentionally.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay,
God.
okay.
And he was so confused. He was like, why is this girl? I was looking for money in my purse. And I was telling him,
Uh,
no, I won't give it to you.
okay.
It was hilarious. But thank God, some like other person, they were with me. My friends were with me. So then they intervened and they told him that I don't know Marathi. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever gone to a place where they did not speak your mother tongue?
Yes, there are so many places that I visited, particularly in South India.
Mm-hmm.
It is very difficult. They
Yeah.
even don't know Hindi also in some part. And once I was in Mizoram, the capital of Mizoram, that is Aizawl. So
Mm-hmm.
I had an idea that in Mizoram, English is everybody knows English. I had that idea. But when I reached there and when I spoke to some persons in the market or the uh, shopkeepers, but few of them know English, and sometimes I had to take the help of other locals who know English as well as their local language. So
Mm-hmm.
they uh, came to my help as an interpreter wherever I failed to make them understand.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I've never thought about visiting Mizoram, but now that you talk about it, I feel like maybe I should. Uh, before I move on, I have a few more corrections. So rather than saying of the idea, I think a better phrase to use here would be I was under the impression.
Impression, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, on that impression. Right.
Yes, I was under the impression that they spoke English a lot. And the person who intervened, you can also call them a translator, right? They acted as a translator and they basically stepped in and came to your rescue, is a phrase that you could use there. They came to my rescue and they helped me out. Language barriers can be really hard to tackle, though. I had once with my dad, I had gone to a Tibetan flea market, and all the boards were written in Tibetan. So you don't know the name of any shops, right? So you almost feel like you've grown blind. It's so scary, and I can only imagine what people who don't know how to read feel like, roaming around in the market. It's very scary. You look around, you're like, I don't get any of this.
So,
It was very
as you said, flea market means where second-hand items are sold. Flea markets.
Yeah, flea markets were second-hand items and items on, let's say, mostly items that have been discarded or also sold sometimes. So in like really rich households, you know how they just let some of the stuff go. That also comes to a flea market. Yeah, and they
So,
used to
yeah, yeah,
go ahead.
tell me.
They used to have this weekend flea market thing. So on every Saturday evening, I think, it was mostly damaged goods from the main market also used to come. It used to be really cheap, but a lot of huge variety of stuff used to be there. Like a very fun market. I think you were saying something.
I was just telling you that when I was there, I tried to learn small things about the language. So I purchased 2 or 3 books also.
Mm-hmm.
And when I use those words, while buying something. So they liked it very much.
Yes, they do. They do. That is definitely there. I've always observed this. Localites, they truly enjoy when
Yes.
you are able, when you make an effort, even if you're not right, if you make an effort as an outsider to, speak their tongue. Because I feel like, there is this documentary, I think it's by this American person, which talks about how, most American and European people, people speaking the English tongue, they always do world tours under the impression that everybody should know how to speak English, right?
Okay.
It's expected of people. And even in India, obviously, a lot of people are looked down upon if you don't know how to speak English, right? So it was that, it was about that entire factor, and how she knows around 12 languages. So wherever she goes, and people are so surprised. So she knew Hindi also. No, she was speaking such like amazing Hindi she was speaking, and it was really impressive. So she believes in tourism that way. Very nice documentary.
She's from America.
Yeah, she's American. I can't
Uh,
remember her name. Like, I'm unable to remember her name right now. But truly, like, that is one of my favorite. It was a travel log.
mhm.
So you basically document your entire travel. So I enjoyed that one a lot. In the lockdown, I've been watching travel logs because I can't travel. I'm like, let's watch other people travel.
So you like travel.
Yeah, I don't like traveling as much as I like trips. So take me for a 1 or 2 day trip and bring me back home. Rather than you going for like a long one. No, I like smaller 1 2 days max.
Maximum.
Yeah. I like to get back home and like 2 days is a lot for me. If you're on the road. If you have to like move, and I've mostly been moving all my life, right? So my trips are like you move and then you reach a different place where you have to set up your house before you can have the comfort. So that's why maybe I don't like traveling for longer duration.
But if you want to visit a new place, so there are so many places of tourist interest. So we have to spend so many days. 2 3 days will not do.
Yeah. And
Yes.
oh, I've never been abroad. So that feeling also, I don't know. Maybe if I go abroad, maybe I would want to stay for longer. But wherever I've traveled in India, I have mostly traveled because I had to live there for 2 more years. So I've never had that feeling. There's too little time to roam around. 2 years, we'll do what we wish to. Subhas, I do want to hear you talk a little bit more. So, do you want to try an extempore topic today?
Okay.
Mhm.
Next time, no?
No, an extempore topic. So an extempore is I'll give you one topic and you'll have to talk about it for 2 minutes or so.
Okay.
Okay? Do you want to try?
Okay, I'll try.
Okay. So I'll give you the option of two topics. You can pick one. Okay. The first one is how is it like working offline after having after you've been working for online on your job for so long now. So is it comfortable,
Mhm.
uncomfortable, like it, don't like it that much? That's the first one. The second topic is how is it like being a YouTuber? How do you like the YouTube world? What are the pros and cons of it? Which one would you like to talk about?
Okay, I'll go for the first one.
Okay.
So during lockdown, mm, I had to remain at home under compulsion.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that the concept of work from home, it was not there actually in my case. So when during the period of lockdown, I just remained at home. I did not do any work relating to our official work. So,
Okay.
and after lockdown is over, when office open, so I have started to go my office. So it's a very good experience because
Mm-hmm.
after a long time, I have got to see all my colleagues and all my senior officers, and I am into work. That is the main thing. So I like it very much. And though I did not do any work from office, that is offline, but I know how it goes. So I can say that, yeah, it is very easy to do work from home. So you have got all the other things. Say you can do official work as at the same time you can make out some time for you to do other things also at home, which is not possible when you are at office. You have to maintain the official procedures. You can do other things. So right now, if I am doing offline work at home, so suddenly I felt like that I should make some tea and have tea so I can go and work, which is not possible at all. So there are some differences, but what I feel that I like offline. Offline in the sense that at home I will be with my work only. I will be feeling bored. But if at my office, I'll have my colleagues. So office work at the same time, sometimes some chit chat. So get to see the other colleagues, my senior officers. That gives some kind of environment that I like. So in my case, I feel better in office.
Lovely. Do you want to add something more? Am I cutting you off?
No.
Lovely. Just one major correction. Rather than in the office, you'll say at the office, at my office. So mostly with office, you consistently use in, working in the office. So when you're saying working alongside it, then you can say working in the office, but then to at would be more appropriate always. Okay. So I love working at the office. I would prefer to work at my office. Okay. That, and then I have a few more corrections for you. Rather than saying it's more easy, you can also use the word convenient here. It's more convenient to work from home. Yeah, right, because the difficulty level of the job remains same, but it gets real convenient to get, I agree. There have been so many times in the middle of like a meeting, I've been like 2 minutes, I go and I make myself a cup noodle. And I come back and I mean, I can eat. You can turn your camera off and eat. That's the best thing. You can never do it in an offline office.
Yes.
So yes, there is that. Rest, it was in a few places I felt like the word form was mixed. So let's say in one sentence there was you said relate, but it would have been better if you said related to this particular thing, right? So other than that, it was very well framed. I always love conversations with you because they flow really well. So that is something I enjoy.
Okay, thank you.
Lovely. So I think we have around 5 minutes left now. So
Okay.
are there any new troubles that you're facing with your English?
Trouble means I know whatever you said. I know the words, but when I speak, I just cannot use those words like this convenient. So when I write, say I have the time and I think, then I can pick the right word, put the right word. But
Yes.
while speaking, I always miss. So I need to practice more what I think. I mean, I have to
Yeah.
speak more and more.
I also agree because I feel like the spontaneity is missing. Otherwise, I know you know most of these words. Because from whatever I know about your vocabulary, you have a very good vocabulary. So even when I was suggesting words, I was very mindful of the fact that you probably know most of them. For spontaneity, I would recommend this. And this is something that I recently started doing. So on my mobile device, or, I have a blackboard in my room. So sometimes on the blackboard, I tend to write 4 or 5 words that I feel like I haven't used in a long time. So I maybe come across those words on when I'm reading something new, or let's say when I was interacting with some people when I talk. It's mostly my English lecturer. She has a very good functional, very thick, like huge vocabulary that she has, right? So whenever I speak with her, I always write down all those words that she used and I never use, right? So I make a list of them and then I circulate those words. So in every 4 or 5 days, I change my wallpaper. So it was 5 words today. Let's say coming Sunday, it will be different 5 words, right? So you can check, you can try that technique out. I've seen that it helps both my spoken and writing. So I've always observed subconsciously I'm so careful about those 4 or 5 words that they automatically come. Like spontaneity as a form of spontaneous, I was not using a lot. So I had put it as my wallpaper. And I've used it twice or thrice this week, right? So you can check this method out. It will definitely, bring in the efficiency of your vocabulary into your daily usage.
You know,
Hmm?
I 2 3 days ago, I got one phrase, so I want to share with you if you don't may know
Yes,
or
please.
may not know. This is up the river. This is a phrase. Up the river means to prison or at prison. So the sentence went like this. He was sent up the river. So initially I did not know what he was telling, that he was sent up the river. Then I Googled it, then I found that means to prison. He was
To
sent to
the
the
prison.
prison.
Ah.
He was sent up the river.
Wow, I'm hearing this for the first time. I'm also going to make note of this. But what were you reading that you were going to get to know about people who are going to prison?
It's very
Okay.
difficult. If you say to somebody, they won't understand. So it is
They
very
wouldn't,
difficult. Mm.
and for me, it's like a bad habit that I have when I'm speaking to people, especially my colleagues. I use phrases that they wouldn't know so that they have to quickly Google. I enjoy that. That's a thrill. Okay, we have around 1 minute. I'll quickly give you the feedback that I have for you. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
I see a change in the way you changed the tone in your voice. I could see a little amount of voice modulation, which is something I love. So that is coming in, and it's coming in automatically. Like it's coming in naturally to you, which is great. So I would want you to be maybe more conscious and bring it even more. Modulate your voice, right? So make it high pitched, make it a little deeper on some places. That makes you an amazing speaker. Rest, I could see a few grammatical errors, but I'd say from the last session we had, some of the errors were not there. Like in the last class we had, I think there were 1 or 2 articles that interchanged, but this time articles were not an issue at all. So that has improved. But I would want you to work on the flow of your sentence. So sometimes, as I told you before, also, it's not flowing very well. And I know your written English is much better, so maybe record yourself and listen to it again. You will yourself know